1. We're taking a closer look at a classic beauty, a 1964 Chevy Nova that's up for grabs on Craigslist. The seller is asking $15,000 for this piece of American muscle car history, and from what I can see, it might just be worth every penny. Now, let's dive into the details. The seller mentions that the car is in good condition, which is always a promising start. Under the hood, you'll find a powerful 8-cylinder engine, perfect for those who crave that classic V8 rumble. The car runs on gasoline and features a clean title, so you can be confident in the vehicle's ownership history. The exterior of this '64 Nova is coated in a sleek white paint job, giving it a timeless and classic look. The transmission is automatic, making it a breeze to drive, whether you're cruising down the highway or tearing up the drag strip. Speaking of drag racing, this Nova seems to be set up for some serious performance. The seller mentions a small block Chevy 383 engine, which is known for its impressive power output. Paired with a Proform 750 double-pump carburetor and hooker headers, this car is ready to roar. The Flowmaster exhaust system ensures that everyone will hear you coming from a mile away. Safety is also a priority, with an 8-point roll cage installed to protect the driver during high-speed runs. The car sits on Hoosier drag radials in the rear and Mickey Thompson front runners, providing excellent traction and stability. The B&M ratchet shifter allows for quick and precise gear changes, while the Dragstar black chrome front rims add a touch of style to this already impressive machine. One thing to note is that the odometer is broken, so the true mileage of the car is unknown. However, given the overall condition and the performance upgrades, this may not be a major concern for the right buyer. Overall, this 1964 Chevy Nova seems like a fantastic opportunity for any car enthusiast looking for a classic muscle car with some serious performance upgrades. While the asking price of $15,000 may seem steep, the seller appears to be honest about the car's condition and has invested in some impressive modifications. If you're in the market for a vintage drag racer or simply a head-turning classic, this Nova is definitely worth checking out. 2. We've got a real treat for you, a 1964 Buick LeSabre that's looking for a new home. This beauty is being offered on Craigslist for just $9,000, and let me tell you, it's got some serious potential. First off, the seller is upfront about the car's condition, stating that it's in good shape overall. That's always a good sign when you're dealing with a classic ride like this. The LeSabre is powered by a robust 8-cylinder engine that runs on gasoline, and it comes with a clean title, so you can be sure there are no hidden surprises. Now, let's talk about what makes this '64 LeSabre special. The seller mentions that the car has undergone some significant upgrades, starting with a professionally rebuilt Buick 350 engine paired with a TH350 transmission from a 1970 Skylark. With less than 400 miles driven since the rebuild, this powertrain is practically brand new and ready to hit the road. The car also features a new customized exhaust system, which undoubtedly gives it a throaty growl that's sure to turn heads. Inside, you'll find a retro manufacturing Wonderbar stereo system, complete with Pioneer 6-9 speakers, a 10 subwoofer, and an amp, ensuring that your tunes will sound just as good as the engine. One of the most impressive aspects of this LeSabre is its history. It's a complete Northern California vehicle, which means it has minimal rust spots, a rare find for a car of this age. The polished hubcaps add a touch of class and style to the exterior, making it a real eye-catcher. The seller is transparent about the car's minor imperfections, noting that it needs new carpet, has some cracks in the driver's side vinyl seat, and the headliner needs attention. There are also a few small rust spots, but nothing that detracts from the overall appeal of this classic ride. It's important to keep in mind that these issues are common for a vehicle of this age, and they don't seem to affect the car's drivability. As a bonus, the LeSabre comes with a power steering pump, although it's not currently installed. This gives the new owner the opportunity to further enhance the driving experience if they so choose. Factory 3. We've got a real gem for you, a 1955 Oldsmobile 88 that's looking for a new home. This beauty is being offered on Craigslist for just $8,000, And let me tell you, it's a chance to own a piece of American automotive history. First things first, the seller is upfront about the car's condition. While it's not a concours-level show car, it's a survivor that's been well loved and cared for over the years. The seller has owned the car for 8 years and has kept it garaged, which is a testament to their dedication to preserving this classic. Under the hood, you'll find a numbers-matching 324 V8 engine paired with an automatic transmission. The seller mentions that the car runs and drives well, although it may occasionally stall when taking off from stoplights. This is not uncommon for a 69-year-old vehicle, and a little finesse with the gas pedal should help smooth things out. Now let's talk about the car's overall condition. The seller is honest about the minor dings, scratches, and paint chips that come with age, but they also point out that the body is remarkably rust-free for a survivor car. This is a huge plus, as rust can be a major headache for classic car owners. The interior does show some signs of wear, with tears in the headliner and a dashboard that has a patina look rather than a bright, fresh paint job. The passenger window is a bit stubborn and has a crack, and the windshield has some chips. But these are all things that can be addressed over time. One of the coolest features of this 55 Oldsmobile 88 is the extra set of rear traction wheels and tires that come with the car. These are currently installed, giving the car a unique and eye-catching look. The seller's story about their connection to the car is heartwarming. They had planned to keep the car until its 100th birthday in 2055, but didn't account for the rising cost of storage. It's clear that they have a genuine love for this vehicle and want to see it go to a good home. Priced at $7,995, this 1955 Oldsmobile 88 is an excellent opportunity for someone who appreciates the charm and character of a classic car that's been well maintained but not over-restored. It's a chance to own a piece of automotive history that's sure to turn heads wherever you go. 4. We've got a real treat for you, a 1962 Studebaker Lark that's sure to capture your heart. This charming sedan is being offered on Craigslist for just $10,150, and let me tell you, it's a rare find in this condition. First off, the seller states that this Lark is in excellent condition, which is a huge plus for any classic car enthusiast. The fact that it's being advertised for the first time at this price point suggests that the seller is confident in the vehicle's value and overall quality. One of the most impressive aspects of this 62 Lark is that it's completely rust-free. Rust is often the bane of classic car ownership, so finding a vehicle that's been spared from this common issue is a real win. The green paint color is sure to turn heads and give this Studebaker a classic vintage vibe. Under the hood, you'll find the original V8 engine, which is paired with a reliable automatic transmission. The seller mentions that the car also features working cold air conditioning, which is a rare and desirable feature for a vehicle of this age. Just imagine cruising down the road in this classic beauty, with the windows down and the AC keeping you cool and comfortable. The seller describes the Lark as cute as a button, and it's easy to see why. These compact sedans were known for their charm and practicality, and this particular example seems to embody those qualities perfectly. With rear-wheel drive and a clean title, this Studebaker is ready to be driven and enjoyed by its new owner. One of the most appealing aspects of this listing is the seller's confidence in the car's ability to be driven or shown anywhere. This suggests that the Lark has been well maintained and is in good mechanical condition, making it a reliable choice for anyone looking for a classic daily driver or a fun weekend cruiser. The odometer reading of just 1,700 miles is another point in this Studebaker's favor. While it's not clear whether this is the actual mileage or if the odometer has rolled over, the low number suggests that this car has been sparingly used and well cared for throughout its life. Priced at $10,150, this 1962 Studebaker Lark is an excellent opportunity for anyone in the market for a classic sedan with a lot of character and charm. The fact that the seller is open to cryptocurrency as a form of payment is an added bonus for those interested in alternative purchasing methods. 5. We've got a real beauty for you, a fully restored 1971 Ford LTD Coupe that's sure to turn heads wherever it goes. This stunning vehicle is being offered on Craigslist for just $6,500. And let me tell you, it's a whole lot of car for the money. First things first, the seller states that this LTD has been fully restored. And the list of improvements is so extensive that they couldn't even fit it all in the ad. That's a good sign that a lot of time, effort, and money has gone into making this classic Ford the best it can be. Under the hood, you'll find a professionally rebuilt Ford 400 V8 engine and transmission. This big block power plant is sure to provide plenty of get up and go, making this LTD a blast to drive. The seller's attention to detail in the mechanical department is a testament to their commitment to quality. Now, let's talk about the car's appearance. The seller mentions that the body and paint are very nice, and the photos certainly back that up. While they admit it's not quite perfect, it's clear that this LTD is very close to car show quality. The exterior has a deep, glossy shine that's sure to make it stand out from the crowd. Inside, the interior has also been given the same level of care and attention. The seller notes that everything works, including the rare 8-track cassette player, which is a cool period-correct feature that adds to the car's vintage charm. One of the most appealing aspects of this listing is the fact that the car comes with a clean title and a clean history report. The seller also mentions that it's a California car, which is a big plus for those looking to avoid rust and other issues that can plague classic vehicles from harsher climates. The seller is upfront about the fact that there are still a few minor things that could be addressed to make this LTD perfect, but they also point out that it would make a beautiful daily driver for someone looking for a big block V8 coupe from the 1970s. The fact that it comes with over $5,000 in extra parts, as well as lots of receipts, books, and manuals, is a huge bonus for anyone who wants to keep this classic in top shape for years to come. 6. We've got a real treat for you, a 1985 Chevrolet Monte Carlo SS that's looking for a new home. This classic American muscle car is being offered on Craigslist for $9,500, and let me tell you, it's got a lot of potential. First off, the seller confirms that this is a genuine supersport model, as evidenced by the VIN number 1G1GZ37G5FR108152. This means you're getting the real deal, not just a dressed-up base model. The car comes with a clean title in the seller's name and current registration, so you can be confident in the vehicle's ownership history. Under the hood, you'll find a 5.0-liter V8 305 engine that the seller says runs and drives like a beast. That's music to any car enthusiast's ears. The engine has been enhanced with Holley headers and an Edelbrock carburetor, which should provide a nice boost in performance. The car also features a quick shifter and a speed shifter, making it a blast to drive. The Monte Carlo sits on a set of good tires, ensuring that you'll have plenty of grip when you put your foot down. The exterior is painted in a striking LA Dodger blue color, which is sure to turn heads wherever you go. Now, the seller is upfront about the fact that this Monte Carlo needs some cosmetic work to be considered a perfect restoration. The paint, interior, and headliner could all use some attention to bring them up to show quality standards. However, it's important to keep in mind that this is a 40-year-old car, and a little patina is to be expected. The key thing to note here is that despite its age and cosmetic needs, this Monte Carlo SS runs and drives great. That's a testament to the quality of the car's mechanicals and the care that's been put into maintaining it over the years. Priced at $9,500 or best offer, this 1985 Chevrolet Monte Carlo SS is an excellent opportunity for someone who's looking for a classic muscle car with a lot of potential. Whether you want to use it as a daily driver or as the basis for a full restoration, this car has a lot to offer. In summary, this genuine 85 Monte Carlo SS has a numbers-matching 5.0-liter V8 engine, a clean title, and a host of performance upgrades that make it a joy to drive. While it does need some cosmetic work to be considered perfect, it's a solid car that runs and drives great. If you're in the market for a classic American muscle car with a lot of character and potential, this Monte Carlo SS is definitely worth checking out. 7. We've got a real gem for you, a 1974 Lincoln Continental Mark IV that's been lovingly cared for by its original owner. This luxurious land yacht is being offered on Craigslist for just $6,500, and let me tell you, it's a lot of car for the money. First off, the seller states that this Mark IV is in excellent condition, which is a testament to the care and attention it's received over the years. The fact that it's being sold by the original owner is a huge plus, as it suggests that the car has been well maintained and cherished throughout its life. Under the hood, you'll find a massive 460 cubic inch V8 engine with a 4-barrel carburetor, which is paired with a smooth shifting automatic transmission. The seller mentions that the car runs and drives great, so you can expect a comfortable and effortless driving experience befitting a classic Lincoln. Inside, the Mark IV is loaded with luxury features, including power windows, power locks, and air conditioning. These amenities were cutting edge back in 1974, and they're sure to make your time behind the wheel all the more enjoyable. The seller also notes that the interior is clean, which is a big plus for any classic car. One of the most appealing aspects of this listing is the car's low mileage. With just 99,000 actual miles on the odometer, this Mark IV has a lot of life left in it. It's rare to find a classic car of this age with such low mileage, and it's a testament to the care and attention it's received over the years. The exterior of the car looks great in the photos, with a classic white paint job that's sure to turn heads wherever you go. The seller does mention that there are some minor cosmetic issues, but from what we can see in the pictures, this Mark IV presents very well overall. As a bonus, this 1974 Lincoln Continental Mark IV comes with collector plates and current registration. It's also smog exempt due to its pre-1975 status, which is a big plus for those living in areas with strict emissions regulations. 8. We've got a real treat for you, a 1966 Plymouth Barracuda that's sure to turn heads wherever it goes. This cool driver-quality Cuda is being offered on Craigslist for $12,500, and let me tell you, it's got a lot of character and potential. First things first, the seller is upfront about the fact that this Barracuda is not a show car. It's got some chips, scratches, and a couple of bubbles in the paint, but that's to be expected from a car that's meant to be driven and enjoyed. The seller describes it as a cool driver quality car, which suggests that it's in good mechanical condition and ready to hit the road. Under the hood, you'll find a transplanted 360 cubic inch V8 engine with a bigger cam and a Flowmaster exhaust system. The seller mentions that the car sounds great, and I can only imagine the throaty rumble that emanates from those pipes. The engine is paired with a 727 automatic transmission and an 834 rear end, which should provide plenty of power and reliability. The seller notes that the car runs and drives well, which is a big plus for anyone looking for a classic car that they can enjoy right away. While it may not be perfect cosmetically, the fact that it's mechanically sound is a testament to the care and attention it's received over the years. One of the most appealing aspects of this listing is the fact that the seller has a clean title in hand. This means that you can buy with confidence, knowing that there are no hidden issues or surprises lurking in the car's history. The seller is located in Harrisonville, Missouri, and they're asking $12,500 firm for this 1966 Plymouth Barracuda. They're not interested in trades and are only looking for serious inquiries, which suggests that they value their time and want to find a buyer who appreciates the car for what it is. While the odometer shows 135,000 miles, it's important to keep in mind that this is a classic car that's meant to be driven and enjoyed. The fact that it's still running strong after all these years is a testament to the quality of its construction and the care it's received from its previous owners. 9. We've got a real gem for you, a 1964 Plymouth Belvedere that's looking for a new home. This vintage beauty is being offered on Craigslist for just $7,500, and let me tell you, it's a lot of car for the money. First off, the seller mentions that this Belvedere has just 72,000 miles on the odometer, which is incredibly low for a car of this age. Even better, the seller is only the second owner of this classic, which suggests that it's been well cared for throughout its life. Under the hood, you'll find a 361 cubic inch V8 engine, which was a popular choice for Plymouth enthusiasts back in the day. This power plant should provide plenty of get up and go, making this Belvedere a blast to drive. The seller is upfront about the fact that this car has some normal wear and tear, which is to be expected from a vehicle that's over 50 years old. They mention that there are a couple of things that need a little love, but don't go into specifics. As a potential buyer, you'll want to follow up with the seller to get more details on what those items might be. One of the coolest aspects of this listing is the fact that the car still has its original books and window sticker from the dealership. This kind of documentation is incredibly rare for a car of this age, and it adds a lot of value and historical significance to the vehicle. It's clear that the previous owners have taken great care to preserve this Belvedere's history. The seller also mentions that they have a clean title in hand, which is always a big plus when you're buying a classic car. This means that you can buy with confidence, knowing that there are no hidden issues or surprises lurking in the car's past. While the seller doesn't provide a ton of details about the car's overall condition, the fact that they're upfront about the wear and tear and the need for a little TLC is a good sign. It suggests that they're honest and transparent about the car's strengths and weaknesses. Priced at just $7,500, this 1964 Plymouth Belvedere is an excellent opportunity for anyone who's looking for a classic American car with a lot of character and potential. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a first-time classic car buyer, this Belvedere is definitely worth checking out. 10. We've got a real treat for you. A 1985 Chevrolet Corvette that's sure to get your heart racing. This classic American sports car is being offered on Craigslist for $15,000. And let me tell you, it's a lot of car for the money. First off, the seller states that this Corvette is in good condition, which is always a promising sign. They mention that it's very clean, suggesting that it's been well cared for throughout its life. One of the most impressive aspects of this listing is the incredibly low mileage. With just 41,000 original miles on the odometer, this Corvette has barely been broken in. It's rare to find a classic sports car with such low mileage, and it's a testament to the care and attention it's received over the years. Under the hood, you'll find a powerful 8-cylinder engine that's sure to provide plenty of thrills every time you hit the gas. The seller notes that the car runs well and has no check engine light, which is a good indication that it's been properly maintained. The Corvette's sleek gray paint job is sure to turn heads wherever you go. The color is classic and timeless, and it perfectly complements the car's iconic lines and curves. This particular model is a hatchback, which means you'll have plenty of room to store your gear for weekend getaways or trips to the track. And with rear-wheel drive and a clean title, you can be confident that you're getting a sports car that's built to perform. While the seller doesn't provide a ton of details about the car's specific features or upgrades, the fact that it's a well-maintained, low-mileage Corvette is sure to be appealing to a wide range of buyers. Priced at $15,000, this 1985 Chevrolet Corvette is an excellent opportunity for anyone who's looking for a classic American sports car with a lot of potential. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a first-time Corvette buyer, this car is definitely worth checking out. In summary, if you're in the market for a vintage sports car that's sure to provide plenty of thrills and turn heads wherever you go, this '85 Corvette is a great choice. With its low mileage, clean title, and good overall condition, it's a car that's sure to bring a smile to your face every time you get behind the wheel. Just be prepared to field a lot of questions from curious onlookers, because let's face it, a classic Corvette is always going to attract attention. 11. We've got a real treat for you. A 1972 Pontiac Luxury Le Mans that's up for grabs on Craigslist. This beauty is priced at $11,000, and let me tell you, it's worth every penny. First off, let's talk about the heart of this beast. It's got the original 400 CI engine and the original TH400 transmission, which means you're getting a true piece of automotive history. With 121,151 miles on the odometer, this car has seen some action. But don't let that fool you. It starts easily, runs smoothly, drives like a dream, and stops on a dime. Now, I've got to be honest with you. The seller did mention that the factory original high-pressure hose on the power steering pump finally gave out after 50-plus years. But hey, that's just a testament to how well built these old Pontiacs are. And don't worry, the seller's got you covered. They've got the replacement hoses in a sealed bag, ready to go. Under the hood, you'll find a 4-barrel setup with a 1972 Quadrajet intake and a 1971 Quadrajet carb. The seller also has the original 2-barrel carb and intake in a box, along with the original air cleaner. And get this, the air cleaner that's on the car right now? It's from a 1977 Pontiac Grand Prix. How cool is that? But the upgrades don't stop there. This Le Mans is fitted with a 1976 HD Trans AM front sway bar, which means it handles like a dream. And let's talk about those wheels. It's got Rally 2s wrapped in BF Goodrich radial TA tires, two 2570 R14s in the back and two 1570 R14s up front. It's a look that never goes out of style. The seller's got all the documentation you could ever want too. They've got service records and receipts dating back to 1981, all in digital format. And for added peace of mind, there's even a BCAA-installed RFID anti-theft system. Oh, and did I mention the fender skirts? Yeah, this luxury Le Mans has got those too. Now I know what you might be thinking. What's the catch? Well, there isn't one. The seller's been upfront about the condition of the car, and they're not interested in any trades. They know what they've got, and they're looking for someone who appreciates it just as much as they do. 12. We've got a real gem for you, a 1978 Buick Regal that's up for grabs on Craigslist. This beauty is priced at $9,500, and let me tell you, it's a steal at that price. First off, let's talk about the exterior. This Regal is rocking its original black paint, and it looks absolutely stunning. The seller has done an amazing job of maintaining this classic ride, and it shows. The black finish is deep, rich, and glossy, and it's sure to turn heads wherever you go. Under the hood, you'll find a 5.0L Chevy engine with a 4-barrel carb. This power plant is paired with a turbo 350 transmission, which means you've got plenty of power and smooth shifting at your fingertips. The seller has also gone the extra mile and replaced all the suspension components, including control arm bushings, ball joints, springs, shocks, and rear trailing arm bushings. This means that the Regal rides like a dream and handles like a champ, but the upgrades don't stop there. This Regal also comes with ice-cold AC, tilt steering, and cruise control. These modern conveniences make it the perfect car for long drives and summer cruising, and with only 88,000 miles on the odometer, this Regal has plenty of life left in it. Now let's talk about the interior. The seller has outfitted this Regal with a very nice black cloth interior that looks and feels great. It's the perfect complement to the black exterior, and it's sure to keep you comfortable on even the longest of drives. But here's the best part. The seller has been completely upfront about the condition of this car. They've provided plenty of details and photos, and they've made it clear that this Regal is in good condition. There's no hidden surprises or undisclosed issues here. What you see is what you get. So if you're in the market for a classic American ride that's been well maintained and upgraded with modern conveniences, look no further than this 1978 Buick Regal. It's got the looks, the power, and the comfort to make it the perfect addition to any car enthusiast's collection. And at just $9,500, it's a bargain that won't last long. 13. We've got a real treat for you, a 1984 Chevrolet Corvette C4 that's up for grabs on Craigslist. This beauty is priced at just $9,950, and let me tell you, it's a bargain for a classic vet like this. First off, let's talk about the mileage. This Corvette has just 53,000 original miles on the odometer, which is incredibly low for a car that's almost 40 years old. It's clear that this car has been well maintained and cherished by its previous owners. And speaking of previous owners, the seller has made it clear that this Corvette is all original. That means no aftermarket modifications or questionable upgrades, just pure, unadulterated American muscle. Now let's talk about the color. This Corvette is rocking a classic red finish that's sure to turn heads wherever you go. It's the kind of color that just screams sports car, and it's the perfect complement to the Corvette's sleek aerodynamic lines. Inside, you'll find a luxurious leather interior that's both comfortable and stylish. The seats are supportive and well bolstered, and the dashboard is laid out in a way that puts all the important controls right at your fingertips. And with the removable one-piece roof, you can enjoy the wind in your hair and the sun on your face whenever the mood strikes you. Under the hood, you'll find a 5.7L V8 engine that's ready to roar to life at a moment's notice. This power plant is paired with an automatic transmission, which means you can sit back and enjoy the ride without having to worry about shifting gears. And with four-wheel disc brakes and great tires, you can be sure that this Corvette will stop just as quickly as it starts. But here's the best part. The seller has been completely upfront about the condition of this car. They've provided plenty of details and photos, and they've made it clear that this Corvette is in good condition. There's no hidden surprises or undisclosed issues here. What you see is what you get. So if you're in the market for a classic American sports car that's been well maintained and cherished by its previous owners, look no further than this 1984 Chevrolet Corvette C4. It's got the looks, the power, and the pedigree to make it the perfect addition to any car enthusiast's collection. And at just $9,150, it's a bargain that won't last long. 14. We've got a real gem for you, a 1974 Oldsmobile Toronado that's up for grabs on Craigslist. This beauty is priced at $10,000, and let me tell you, it's worth every penny. First off, let's talk about the mileage. This Toronado has just 3,360 actual miles on the odometer, which is incredibly low for a car that's almost 50 years old. And get this, it's a single-owner vehicle, which means it's been cherished and well-maintained by just one person throughout its entire life. Under the hood, you'll find a big block 455 rocket V8 engine that's an absolute torque monster. This power plant churns out an impressive 400 horsepower and 500 FTLBs of torque, which is more than enough to get this big, beautiful beast moving down the road. And thanks to the Oldsmobile engineers, there's no torque steer to worry about, even though this is a front-wheel drive vehicle. The 3-speed automatic transmission shifts smoothly, and the air conditioning and heater are both in great working order. This Toronado is fully loaded with power options, including windows, locks, and seats, and everything is in perfect working condition. The headlights, signals, and wipers are all functioning properly, and there's even an AM radio to keep you entertained on those long drives. But here's what really sets this Toronado apart. It's a rust-free North Dakota car with a solid body and frame. The floors are in amazing shape, and there's no rust to be found anywhere. This is a true turnkey vehicle that's ready to hit the road at a moment's notice. The seller has also made sure that this Toronado is in top mechanical condition. The exhaust system, brakes, and tires are all new, and the suspension is tight and smooth. This car just floats over bumps like it's riding on a cloud of air. But perhaps the most unique feature of this Toronado is the fact that it's front-wheel drive. That's right, you can drive this classic beauty in the snow without any worries. It's the perfect car for someone who wants to take it out for a Sunday cruise around the lake, or even use it as a daily driver. 15. We've got a real treat for you, a 1971 Ford Torino 500 that's up for grabs on Craigslist. This beauty is priced at $12,000, and let me tell you, it's worth every penny. First off, let's talk about the history of this car. It's believed to be a two-owner vehicle with just 77,194 actual miles on the odometer. That's incredibly low mileage for a car that's over 50 years old, and it's a testament to how well this Torino has been cared for throughout its life. Under the hood, you'll find a healthy small block 302 5.0 V8 engine that really screams at higher RPMs. This power plant is paired with a 3-speed automatic transmission that shifts smoothly and effortlessly. The power steering is also in great working order, making this Torino a breeze to drive. Inside, you'll find a black vinyl interior that's in amazing condition. The seats and headliner are both in great shape, and the AM radio is still working perfectly. The heater is also in great working order, so you can stay warm and comfortable on those chilly morning drives. But what really sets this Torino apart is its overall condition. The seller has made it clear that this is a very solid car, with no rust on the body or frame. The floors are also in amazing shape, which is a rarity for a car of this age. This is a true turnkey vehicle that's ready to hit the road at a moment's notice. The seller has also made sure that this Torino is in top mechanical condition. The exhaust system, brakes, and tires are all new, and the suspension is tight and drives straight. The car also comes with a set of nice mag alloy wheels that really set off the sporty red exterior. Speaking of the exterior, let's take a moment to appreciate just how good this Torino looks. The red paint is in great condition, and the vinyl top is also in amazing shape. But perhaps the most striking feature of this car is the front quad headlights that give it that mean muscle car look. It's the kind of car that turns heads wherever it goes. 16. We're taking a closer look at a classic beauty that's up for grabs on Craigslist. A 1965 Chevrolet Corvair. This maroon coupe is a real head-turner, and it could be yours for just $11,195. Now let's dive into the details. The seller hasn't provided a ton of information about the car's condition, so we'll have to take their word for it. They've listed the fuel type as Other and the transmission as Other, which could mean a few things. It's possible that the car has been modified with a different engine or transmission than what it had originally, or it could just be a quirk of how the seller filled out the ad. One thing that's definitely a plus is the clean title status. That means there aren't any major issues with the car's ownership history, which is always good news. As for the car itself, the Corvair was a unique model in Chevrolet's lineup. It had a rear-mounted, air-cooled engine, which was pretty unusual for American cars at the time. This particular Corvair is a coupe, so it's got a sporty, streamlined look that's sure to turn heads. The ad doesn't mention anything about the car's mileage or overall condition, so it's hard to say how much work it might need. It's possible that it's a fully restored gem, or it could be a project car that needs some TLC. Either way, it's definitely worth taking a closer look if you're in the market for a classic Corvair. One thing to keep in mind is that the Corvair's unique design and rear-mounted engine can make it a bit trickier to work on than some other classic cars. Parts can be harder to come by, and not every mechanic is familiar with the Corvair's quirks. So if you're not comfortable doing your own wrenching, you'll want to make sure you have access to a specialist who knows these cars inside and out. Overall, this 1965 Chevrolet Corvair is a cool find on Craigslist. It's got a great look, a clean title, and a price tag that seems pretty reasonable for a classic car. If you're in the Sacramento area and you're looking for a fun project or a sweet ride to cruise around in, this Corvair is definitely worth checking out. Just be sure to do your due diligence and get a thorough inspection before you hand over any cash. 17. We're checking out a sweet ride that's up for grabs on Craigslist, a 1985 Chevrolet El Camino. This brown beauty is looking for a new home, and it could be yours for just $4,500. First off, let's talk about what makes the El Camino so special. It's a unique blend of a car and a truck, with a comfortable cabin up front and a spacious bed in the back. This particular El Camino has a clean title and an automatic transmission, making it easy to drive and own. Under the hood, this baby is packing some serious heat. It's got a nearly new 383-stroker motor, which is a big upgrade from the stock engine. That means plenty of power for cruising down the highway or tearing up the drag strip. Plus, it comes with an extra intake and Holley carb, so you can really dial in the performance to your liking. Inside, the El Camino has some nice features like a tilt wheel and floor shifter. It also has components for air conditioning, although the seller doesn't specify whether the AC is currently working. The odometer has rolled over, so the actual mileage is unknown, but the seller says it's very drivable as is. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room, the rust. The seller mentions that there's no rust on the floors, which is a big plus. However, there is some rust on the rear wheel wells, as shown in the pictures. It's not clear how extensive the rust is, so that's definitely something you'll want to check out in person before making a decision. Overall, this 1985 Chevrolet El Camino seems like a solid car with a lot of potential. It's got a strong engine, a clean title, and some nice features inside. The rust is a concern, but it's not necessarily a deal breaker if you're handy with a welder or you're looking for a project car. And at just $4,500, it's a pretty affordable way to get into the El Camino game. 18. We've got a real treat for you. A stunning 1962 Ford Thunderbird that's looking for a new home. This beauty is priced at $14,500, and it's got a lot going for it. First off, let's talk about the history of this T-Bird. It's a California car, which is always a good sign when it comes to classic vehicles. That means it's likely been spared from the harsh winters and road salt that can cause serious rust issues in other parts of the country. Plus, it's had a very long-term ownership, which suggests it's been well cared for over the years. Under the hood, this Thunderbird is packing a rebuilt Z-Code 390Ci engine. That's a big, powerful V8 that should provide plenty of get-up and go on the highway. The seller doesn't mention any issues with the engine, so it seems like it's running strong. The exterior of this T-Bird is a real head-turner. It's been resprayed once in its original color, which looks to be a beautiful shade of blue or green. The seller doesn't specify. The paint job was done many years ago, but it still looks great in the photos. The seller also notes that the car is very straight with zero rust issues, which is a huge plus for any classic car. Inside, the Thunderbird is sporting a completely original interior. That means you're getting the authentic look and feel of a 1960s luxury car, with all the charm and character that comes with it. The seller doesn't mention any rips, tears, or other damage to the interior, so it seems like it's in great shape. One cool feature of this particular T-Bird is the fender skirts that come with it. These were a popular option back in the day, and they give the car a really sleek, streamlined look. It's great that they're included with the sale. The odometer on this Thunderbird shows just 34,000 miles, but the seller notes that it has rolled over. That means the actual mileage is unknown, but given the car's age and condition, it's likely quite a bit higher than that. Still, the seller describes it as a great running car, so it seems like it's been well maintained regardless of the mileage. Overall, this 1962 Ford Thunderbird seems like a fantastic classic car. It's got a clean title, a strong engine, a beautiful original interior, and a straight, rust-free body. The only real question mark is the mileage, but that's not uncommon for a car of this age. If you're in the market for a vintage T-Bird, this one is definitely worth checking out. Just be sure to get a thorough inspection and take it for a test drive before making any decisions. 19. We've got a real gem to share with you. A stunning 1963 Ford Thunderbird that's up for grabs in Denver, Colorado. This beauty is priced at $12,000, and it's got a lot of great features that make it worth checking out. First off, let's talk about the heart of this T-Bird, the original 390 cubic inch tri-power V8 motor. This beast puts out 300 horsepower, which is more than enough to get your heart racing on the open road. The seller mentions that the motor has been overhauled in recent years with upgrades like a Holley carburetor and electronic ignition. That means you can expect reliable performance and easy starting, even on cold Denver mornings. The transmission is a Cruise-O-Matic 3-speed automatic, which has also been serviced with a new pan gasket and seals. The original rear end is still in place, so you know this car has been well cared for over the years. Moving on to the exterior, this T-Bird is finished in a classic white paint job that looks great in the photos. The seller notes that there is very little surface rust, which is impressive for a car that's almost 60 years old. The chrome and trim pieces look to be in good shape as well, and the car comes with its original hubcaps, although they're not shown in the photos. Inside, the Thunderbird has been treated to a new red leather interior and carpet, which looks absolutely stunning. The seller also mentions that a new retro stereo has been installed, so you can cruise in style while listening to your favorite tunes. Now, let's talk about some of the other upgrades and maintenance items that have been done on this car. The seller mentions new front disc brakes, a new steering pump and box, new shocks and struts, a new fuel pump, and new brakes all around. The tires are newer, Hankook Optimos in a 215/75R14 size, and the battery has been replaced recently as well. The car has also had some suspension work done, with new ball joints, bushings, springs, and tie rod ends. This should make for a smooth and comfortable ride, even on bumpy Denver streets. One thing to note is that the factory air conditioning is not currently working, and the seller mentions some minor motor leaks. These are fairly common issues on classic cars, and they shouldn't be too difficult to address if you're handy with a wrench. The seller provides a lot of helpful links in the ad, including a YouTube video of the car in action, a specs page, and a VIN decoder. They also mention that financing is available through the Credit Union of Denver, which could be a good option if you don't want to pay cash up front. 20. We've got a real treat for you. A gorgeous 1979 Pontiac Grand Prix that's up for sale on Craigslist. This beauty is priced at $2,500, and based on the seller's description, it seems like it could be a great deal for the right buyer. First off, let's talk about the condition of this Grand Prix. The seller has listed it as being in excellent condition, which is always a good sign. They don't provide a ton of details about the car's history or any recent maintenance or upgrades, but the fact that they're describing it as excellent suggests that it's been well cared for over the years. Under the hood, this Grand Prix is packing a powerful 8-cylinder engine. The seller doesn't specify the exact size or horsepower rating, but given the car's age and the fact that it's a Grand Prix, it's likely a big block V8 with plenty of grunt. The transmission is an automatic, which should make for easy cruising around town or on the highway. The exterior of this Grand Prix is finished in a stunning red paint job. The seller doesn't mention anything about the condition of the paint or any rust or body damage, so it's hard to say for sure how it looks in person. However, if it's as clean and shiny as it appears in the photos, it's sure to turn heads wherever it goes. Inside, the seller doesn't provide any information about the condition of the interior. However, given the car's age and the fact that it's described as being in excellent condition overall, it's likely that the interior is in good shape as well. The Grand Prix was known for its comfortable, well-appointed interiors, so this one should be a nice place to spend time behind the wheel. One thing that's definitely a plus with this Grand Prix is the low mileage. The odometer shows just 53,586 miles, which is incredibly low for a car that's over 40 years old. Of course, it's possible that the odometer has been rolled over or replaced at some point, but if it's accurate, that's a really impressive number. It suggests that this car has been babied and rarely driven over the years, which could bode well for its overall condition and longevity. The seller also notes that this Grand Prix has a clean title, which is always a good thing. It means that there aren't any major issues with the car's history or ownership, and that it should be easy to transfer the title to a new owner.